Hello and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. This is the little creative session that we were on last time. I'm currently just going over all of my old builds, making sure they're Alpha 12 ready, which actually, you know what, I think I'll begin with that. So the ones you see in front of me here, these three that are currently blinding us, plus the one in the background there, these are all on the workshop and these have now been updated to be Alpha 12 ready. That said, I didn't do anything to the Scuttlebug. It is as good as it's ever going to be. As for the Zol Flyer, this is now 100% efficient. Look at that, 39994. 99999. Yeah, good. It's also finally got a pentacted tank, and it does have a couple of extra generators so that you don't go over that generator limit, which is very important, obviously. Dent there, but ignore it. Choose to ignore that. The Space Hog has had a few modifications done. Not many, not much. You've actually got a few hundred CPU storage there, and we've got thousands on the Scuttlebug. I could have just made this bigger, to be honest, but I don't know, I like the shape of it as it is. It's quite compact. Yeah, you can take it away on the Explorer. And you can do the same with the Space Hog, actually. So it's now got more storage. You look down here. 1,000 SU storage on your container controller. And as for the ammo, 746. So that's over double what it had previously. So when you do hit up some early game POIs, you'll be able to take all the loot back. So that's really neat. And as for the Explorer, I have in fact taken off one thruster, but I have been able to upgrade the Constructor to be an advanced Constructor. And it falls within the CPU limit, 498. Of a T2 SV, sorry, not CV. No, CV, yeah, CV, sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Too many letters and acronyms. So there you go, really. I don't know what else I did to it. I don't think I did a whole lot else. Didn't really add much. You've got room for, I guess, more medical stuff up there. Maybe I'll do that? I might tweak it a bit more. But I have updated it on the workshop, so maybe by then I'll have already made those changes. Ah, that's it, I added the detector, of course. So you can now do that horrible ping. Dreadful sound. I miss the old... Oh wait, no, that's because it was... Yeah, I'll come to that. And this month we're also going to get the Nomad on the workshop, which I have now finished with. So, oh my goodness, what happened there? That was really strange. So, come out of God mode. I've tweaked the Nomad here, so it's, yeah, within 100, yeah, just under 200 with it, within the CPU limits. I've added an additional thruster on the side compared to previous runs. Also, configured some lights, one on the inside, one on the outside, for when you're doing whatever at night. The O2 station is now in the floor there. Got the small little armor locker, a slightly neater ventilator, and a bit more storage. 1930, which, to be fair, you'll be hard-pressed to fill up and be able to keep this thing moving. But you do have the CPU to add more thrusters if you want it, so that's at least an option. So you might want to add a couple more there, which you can. They're 40 per thruster, small thruster, so you can add in about 5 I think, something like that. Yeah, no, 4, 80, 160. You could maybe go just over, which is fine. Is to be 99% efficient with the extra thruster, that'd be good. So maybe add one here. You know, maybe add one there at the front to counter the 2 extra you might put on the back. I'll probably put 2 extra on the back or something. But I've not added those now because I want to keep the costs fairly respectable. So if you have a look here, that's the cost of it. Bearing in mind this is going to be your first vessel probably, so you don't want it to be too pricey. And that is kind of pricey, but it is really good. It's a really good first HV, so I highly recommend it, which is why I'm going to put it on the workshop, because it's a bit of a weird one, a bit of a novelty thing, isn't it? Anyway, over here, not done anything to you, but I have been working on my pocket ship. So this is the original one I did just a few weeks ago, actually, about a month ago, and this is just a really cheap SV called the Sparrow. That's it, really cheap, level 5. I've been working on a warp-capable version of it, which is this one here, the Sparrow Hawk. Obviously this is a little bit more expensive. Still falls within the T1. I want it to be a T1 ship. That's exactly what it is. Does cost a little bit. But still, you know, the stage of the game where you might have one of these about, you know, just in your factory, ready-made, is pretty good. So it's pretty good to have handy. If you do find yourself stranded on a random planet, then at least if you build this, you can give it a bit of fuel, find some pentaxid, and get home, potentially. But yeah, so those are my little pocket ships. As for other stuff, I need to texture you. Not sure what to texture you with, or how rather. Maybe just a brown and... I don't know. The colour brown's a bit difficult to use, but I might try it. Maybe. But today, that's it. I also did some work on the Mobula. Now, if you did happen to watch the previous survival playthrough, you will recognise this vessel from when I first went to the moon, about week 6 or something like that, 5 or 6. And what is going on here? Anyone else see that, or am I going crazy? That is trippy. That is really trippy. It's doing some weird stuff to me there. Don't know what that was about. But anyway, gonna ignore that. Yeah, I've just been tweaking this up. This is basically a cargo CV for very early game. Let me find it on the workshop here. My blueprints, rather. There it is. Really cheap. I mean, the Neo obviously is always a pain, but you can get that quite early on. I think it's quite achievable. And basically with this, only unlock level 7. It is just to get lots and lots of cargo from A to B. Some really, really heavy looting. These have 250,000 SU each. That's 500,000 plus a little bit for ammo for the little sentry turrets on top. I believe there's some underneath as well. One. One at the front, one at the back. And this thing actually naturally leans backwards. That's what this bit's here for. This bit here. So if you can take a look, if I can turn it on. It's stupidly quick. And I should point out, I think this is it with go to statistics. Yeah, we lower the pitch to 0.5 some more. I mean, this is just a bit wow. But that's great. That's what you want from your cargo vessel. You start it off super low. Yeah, that's that. I guess that'll do. It's roughly 0.5 for everything. And I might throw this on the workshop. And as for the colour scheme and texture scheme and just general theme of it, I was kind of going for a what's that game? I was going for a steampunk sort of vibe, but there was a particular game that this vessel's based on slightly. That airship game, the multiplayer airship game. I forgot it. Guns of Icarus, something like that. I think that's what it was called, Guns of Icarus. And yeah, so it's not enclosed in any way. So whatever you do, make sure you've got an EVA boost if you plan on going to the moon in this thing. And I found that, well, in the past I put the space hog on top of here, but now I've got the detector there. You could probably squeeze the space hog on here. I mean, it is super. Oops. No, you're out of fuel. As everything always is when I need it. I should probably turn things off, shouldn't I? Tell you what, the space hog performs really well. That's super nippy, super nippy. So I might actually retexture it a little bit. Are you okay there? No, there we go. Yeah, you can just keep it there, right behind the cockpit. Jump out, jump in, off you go. And you do have these little sentry turrets as well. So I might put this on the workshop. If you're interested, let me know. It's a very unusual thing. Is that weird? Yeah, that weird graphics glitches there as well. That's super weird. But today we are going to be looking at a very old base of mine. I made this in survival in Alpha. My first playthrough I've ever done when I first got the game. Alpha 7, 8, something like that. And I've not really tweaked it much. I mean, I've tweaked it for each update. Like when they had, yeah, as you see, you've got container controllers here now. This is a very old base. You've got room for a furnace in here, room for expansion up here. I've kind of left this bit here, so the idea is to then expand it out that way. And you've got the outhouse here, which is actually where the generators are stored. And they're just two small generators, which, if you look at that, 33%, not exactly great, is it? What's a regular generator like? T2 is unlock level 20. Unlock level 10. Unlock level 3/4. So surely we can get rid of... yeah. Try that. That's much better, surely. You've got room for a second one, if you wanted it. So if I save this now... Snow Base, I think I called it. I've even got my original one. Oh my gosh, I'll have to bring that back out for memories. Override the Snow Base. Still level 10? Yeah, still level 10, cool. But this is what I did with it the very first time I ever used it, so I need to try and find a space somewhere. Probably submerge it a bit down here. It's a bit submerged, isn't it? Yeah, that's all... Yeah, but that's the thing, I built it all on a hill, so that's why I could never really use it, I suppose. But it started off with this, which I built in survival. I took the space caravan out, and yeah, that's how it ended up looking. I guess down here it just had, yeah, cargo port, yeah. This is before weights and volume and whatnot. Quite pleased with it. This is a blast from the past, I tell you. Everything's quite similar to what it was. Over here was just ammo boxes and whatever. What did I do in here? O2 station, fuel tanks, that was it. Nothing there, apparently. Had solar panels going, because they added solar. It was the update they added solar, I think, was it? Must have been. But yeah, and leaving this bit here, and then I had this awful corridor here that's just very claustrophobic. Little garden there, which is just inefficient. There's 12 there. Random ventilator there, random window. I don't know what that's about. Then you had the hangars. Quite pleased with the hangars, actually. They're okay. Come out through here. You got a hangar there. I think I built again in survival. This. Yes, I did. I built this in that very hangar, actually. Yeah, that was where it stayed. And then my hover vessel stayed here. The mobile turret platform, the scuttlebug. Room for others. And back here, you'd go up here, it'd be all very snowy out here, and had to climb all the way up. And this was actually where the Explorer would go. There's room for the Explorer just about on here. So that's what it's for, and what you do is you sort of line it up with here. I think it's about 5 blocks high, 5 or 6, so that was where you would, yeah, see there. Don't know why I had that there. I don't know. I really don't know. Just... This is before I knew how to build anything, essentially. Raised platform though, that's not bad. That's a lot of solar panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's more solar panels than there should be. Interesting. Anyway, what I am going to do is really just tweak this up a little bit. I mean, there's not a whole lot to really do, just clean it up. I do want a little bit of space for fuel storage. I've got this room here for oxygen. So yeah, oxygen can go in there. I need to clean up this here and make it a bit more, because I don't know, I'm not as keen on this. I think we've got a deconstructor there. Probably do something with that. I may have this come down. Do you know what? I'm going to try a little something here. So, what if we... Oh, you're right there. Do this. Let's bring... Out of God mode can become sort of down here. Yes, and we can maybe make these retexture them rather. So that they are this open, yeah. That openness. Yeah, I like that. So it looks like you put it in from the top. That's pretty good. Well, it's not pretty good, it's acceptable. It is what it is. Alright, and something similar here. This here. Yeah. In fact, for the ammo storage, I might do something like that. Really? You can't sync up at all? Alright, fine. Okay. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Just gives it a bit more depth, I suppose. Room for the furnace there. I quite like this. I think this is okay. Probably add a little... You know what? Might add a little sort of circle thing, so it looks like you put it in from up here. Why does this keep happening? What's the new hotkey for shields? They're doing some sort of hijinks. Oh wait, to start with. That's the wrong... wrong format for the block. That's for small vessels and hollow vessels. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll make this black. We will do it for the entire block. Do something like this. And... Nope, that's still on the whole block. There we go. So you put the coal, or you put your... don't know actually. Maybe I'll just do this. Just so it's, yeah, got a bit more, yeah, a bit more going on to it, I suppose that'll do. Yeah, that's fine. As for the hangar or the rooftop here, if I do use Duchess this time, lower the speed, the light. If I use this awesome vessel, by the way, I've been working on these as well, so I've actually managed to convert this just about to an acceptable level, 96%. Can't carry very much though, 111 tons, not a lot. It's warp capable, and it's got a constructor as well, which I think is pretty awesome. Redesign the inside a little bit so you're less likely to get burnt. And by that I mean I've moved some thrusters around, so that's alright. And this is pretty much ready to go. I'm actually pretty happy with how this has turned out for just a sort of fairly quick build. Also added in all the instructions there. I don't know if I've done that last time, but I've done it now. So, so that is good. That is very good. Really, we just need to do some shaping, which I can kind of do all of that off camera, because look at all this nonsense here. This is just disgusting. So let's bring out the concrete. We're going to go for standard. We'll bring out both. Bring out both. Use the carbon, use the generators. What's structural integrity like? Should probably have a quick... I know, it's very, very good. Yeah, very good. So I'm not sure... Yeah, it's symmetrical, I think. Kinda. Symmetrical enough. Still don't know what this nonsense is about. Just to cover that, I can slope all of this out, you know, that's what we can do. We can do something a bit more interesting, like this, yeah. So what I might actually do, we go building, symmetry plane, nope, not that way, and this way. We put this here, should appear there, yes it does, good. Probably do something like this, do this the whole way down. Maybe have a little ramp going up. Random white tile. Okay, that's interesting. Let's actually see what we can get out of this. I don't know. Because then what are we going to do? Like, really? It's... Probably something like this, and just sort of have it slope back down. I don't like that though. I really don't like this. So what I might actually do instead. Nope. I mean, that's the only thing that sort of comes up level, but it just looks a bit naff, doesn't it? It's just because that clashes with the concrete so much. I'm content with this, although it's a bit unusual. As I said, I'm happy to have this sort of... Yeah, I'm happy for it to do this. Or even better, we can actually use the appropriate block on this occasion. Would it be this? No, in fact it would actually be this way, no? No, 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 no. Yeah. I'm not too sure what it would be, so we're just going to go with this. Yeah, that's good enough. The textured also is the same, slightly sloped there. May have to just leave this as it is, to be honest. Might not really be another way to do it, unless of course we use the concrete and do it something like this. That might be okay. And then as for... this is only 1 block wide. Kind of need a way through, don't we? Might have to get rid of a staircase. Do it a bit like this, possibly. So it's a sort of little narrow... It's an option. It's all work in progress, isn't it? Actually, do you know what? We could always just make it this if we're doing that. Yeah. You know what? That's acceptable. That is acceptable to me. And on the inside of these blocks... No, wait, there is nothing else we can do here. Because we've added that. We've added these blocks. Everything will be pretty high up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Pretty high up. Because we've added these concrete blocks. Is there a low corner sort of thing like this? That, but it goes all the way like that, but so it connects to the end. It connects to all 3 corners and just goes down in one particular spot. A little bit like that, but not quite at all. This is probably it. There is never what I'm looking for, is there? Or I'm just terrible at finding it. That is half of the building process I find these days. It's just trying to find the right block, really. Maybe it'll be okay like this. Doesn't really look okay. Gonna be honest with you. I don't like it. But I don't think I have much choice but to go with it. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on working on this. Essentially. What we're going to do is we'll have this slowly. Branch down like that. Do we have a little corner one? Like a half corner? There we go, I should do, right? That's what we're looking for. Yeah, cool. So that'll come when you're coming up in from the ice. You can get in, or from the sides here, rather. Pretty easy. We've got a turret randomly sitting up here. I think I'm fine with this. What level is a flak turret? That's a question I have. Unlock level 10. Well, I would kind of like the flak turrets. No. Don't know if I got rid of something else instead there, so let's just do symmetry modes. Take off symmetry mode rather. Add you there. Okay, we got double flak, so you should still be level 10, this entire thing. So override the snow base. Probably cost a bit more, no doubt, but it's worth it, because flak turrets actually have some stopping power. Whereas drones are heavy drones, they're just going to ignore minigun turrets and cannon turrets, but flak turrets do some real damage, but they are pricey. That is the only other thing. We've only got 2 of them, so adding more turrets might be a good shout. Perhaps I'll have something come out here, a turret there or something. And as for the other side, I'm still going to leave this side blank for now. Could curve this side a little bit, but nah. Making it too complicated. Alright, let's go ahead and probably add in a sort of slope here. Just makes it a little neater. It's all got to be concrete because we've got to keep that Chernobyl-esque style of the concrete block. Nope, that's the one. Oops. Alright, there we go. We can retexture that later. That said, this structure is extremely simple, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, we can get rid of this. I think, was that all armoured? I think it was. We can take off some of the cost. Thankfully, do you know what is great about this structure, though? Look at the price of titanium rods. Only 159, which is, yeah, a fair bit, because it's like, it's not even titanium ingots, but that seems like a very reasonable price compared to, say, if we take a look at the Explorer. Not the Explorer base, but the CV that's on the workshop, 4,700 titanium rods. That's quite a lot. I've got to say, that is quite a lot. Okay. Anyway, we want to keep the concrete going. Probably, do you know what? What if we... I think I'd actually like to have it slowly slope down. Sorry, no. Trying to put it sort of this way, but it's going to go out that way, isn't it? Yeah. So it should actually be like this. A little bit of a moment there. Don't know what I was doing. Yeah. It's just a little bit better, a little bit neater, I think. That said, the super rounded edges are, you know, maybe do something similar like this, but I don't think I am. I'm going to keep it like a little outhouse. That said, shouldn't you be armoured? You probably should, actually. Armoured you shall be, then. Yeah. Alright, good. Yeah, look at the difference that makes. That makes a world of difference, and I've not even textured it yet, but it just has... Oh, it just has a much better, just so much better. It really is. So through here, could probably have it expand a bit further, though. I don't think I will do that. But yeah, I like the flak turret. That is awesome. Gonna configure them so they don't shoot predators, because that's very wasteful. Might add a couple of sentries about, maybe. So I think I'll have something coming out of here, like another little turret. I'm probably going to use this base during the next playthrough. I wouldn't be surprised if I do anyway. It's a decent little thing. Something I want to do. Like, look at how old this is. So I've randomly done these filled in these bits here, these wall blocks. And I decided not to do it here. There's no reason why not to. Just, what am I doing? Seriously. Anyway, let's get rid of you. Actually, probably want to keep you, but that's fine. Go ahead and yeah, thank you. As such, like this. In fact, I'm going to do this. Hello, hello. Ah, there's a light in the way. Might have to reposition that light, but we'll see. I also want some, yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, we'll section these off a little bit more. This corridor down here, what's this going to have, you say? Well, I was thinking of just putting some spare fuel in there. That's it. Just a cargo box. That's all I was planning on putting in. Gotta have the right looking container though. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's it. So that can be for spare fuel. Random oxygen coming out there. Yeah, that seems fine. Acceptable. It doesn't need to, this base does not need to be anything fancy. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be somewhat clinical, to be honest. Token bench, for instance. Just sit here, have a look at the Mobula. Yeah, okay, that's better. I don't even know what I was doing with this here, but it's just part of the scenery to me, to be honest. Let's go ahead and create, let's sort of have this dig in a little bit, so it doesn't look like it's floating. That's a problem we can have with that. Okay, there we go. Make sure everything's dug in quite nicely. Seems to be fine to me. You're all looking good. Very good. We can texture you up. You've got flak turrets. Probably want to curve the outer bits here. Something we can do just to sort of give it a little bit of roundness. So go to this one. Yeah, that's much nicer, isn't it? Much nicer. In fact, could potentially just do it the whole way down, but I think we'll just do it for the top. Also, isn't this where the core is? Yeah, the core's right there. I think I'm going to give you a slightly stronger block rather than just a bit of plastic. Yeah, cool. Alright, not bad. And do you want to do the same over here? No, we don't. This just is what it is. Yeah, rounded the edges a little bit. And what sort of white? I think we've got one for. Well, we have gone for pure white. Okay. Yeah, up like that. Across like that. Oh, we'll recolor you. Very good. And the turret itself is probably going to be just going to be grey, actually. Yeah, really plain. Really plain. That's all we want from it. So yeah, here you go. That's the gist of it. Anyway, the gist of what I'm going to do. So we've got the wireless detector there. Yeah, that's fine as it is, I suppose. Might be cool to stick a little antenna or something. What sort of options have you got for me? So we do something like this. Wait. Keep it in sync with everything else around it. Okay. Potentially, like that. We've got this one. I don't think anything too much. is needed. Do you actually think I'll go for the black? Yeah, there we go. Alright, it's a little something, you know? A little something. It's not too bad. I'll text you the rest off camera. I'm going to carry on working on this, but I just thought I'd give you an update as to what I'm building, what I'm doing. As for new builds, I am at some point going to build a combat HV, like a tier 4, something to maybe overthrow the Pyramid. Yes, I really do mean that. I would like to build something that is really goes up to the 100,000 mark. Now I could just build a bigger version of the Pyramid. The problem with the Pyramid is it's more of a defensive vessel, because the turret's equally distributed all around. I'm looking for something that is your face on your target and you just obliterate it. And that's not what the Pyramid is. The Pyramid's that you plonk it in the middle of the fight and it can shoot everything around it, which obviously is brilliant. Really great defensive ship this is. It really is really good. But I want to build like a tier 4 combat. That's what I want to do. I need to sort this out. Like, what's going on here? Probably just fill this in with some concrete or something. It's because obviously if you build out, you're going to bring this out and across, aren't you? But you might do that from the top instead. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know if there's any particular ships you want me to build, or if there's any particular ships you want to see on the workshop sooner. Actually, that's kind of important. Actually, if there is something you want to see on the workshop, I've not mentioned me putting it on there, then I will prioritize it. Obviously, the Nomad's coming up next, but after that, it's pretty much open season. If you want to see the Mobula, then I can throw it on there. If you want to see the Pyramid, I'll throw that on the workshop. So I have a feeling I should probably put the Pyramid on there. It's just so gargantuan. I mean, it's ridiculous, this thing. But yeah, so anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you the next time.